Hi everyone, my name is Matheus Almeida. I'm from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. I'm also a member of Prenatal Alliance and a Chinese medicine practitioner. It's been a joy to me to witness all the profound knowledge from all those amazing speakers here. You might be astonished, amazed, or maybe frightened with what you are listening here. But there is not a better gift as knowing and becoming conscious of different realities. Well, now I shall introduce the next speaker of the day, Stefan Rippel. Stefan is a healer, astrologer, and spiritual mentor in the Asian tradition of Hermetics. The title of his lecture today is ASTROBIRTH. Please, Stefan Rippel, it's with you now.
Hello and welcome. I am really impressed from the two talks I was having the pleasure to listen. This is a great thing and a great opportunity to understand how much life is connected, how much the beginning of life is connected in the great ballet of the dance of life in the whole universe, in the whole cosmos. So therefore, I want to create a link between the science, the ancient science of astrology, and the period of pregnancy and childbirth. This is the subject of my today's talk. And let's start with, one second, I have to do this. Let's start with what is the content, what is the connects between astrology, planets, planetary forces, and childbirth and pregnancy. First of all, we have to understand that planetary forces are representing vital archetypes. So each planetary forces is a stage on the movement between electric and magnetic pole. We know all these electric magnetic pole. We know better as yin-yang. Everybody is familiar with this yin-yang symbol, this permanent waveform movement between an electric and a magnetic pole. We have now different constellations where we can see what a pattern means in terms of emotional, physical, mental manifestation. But how can we understand such a thing when there is no pattern? In the sense of before a soul incarnates, how can we see where the development can be influenced, where we can support the development, where we can prevent obstacles from being giving a damage or creating a trauma in the phase of pregnancy. So let's have a look on this so-called Egyptian Sumerian planetary symbols, which are giving three different phases. We have a phase in the invisible. The phase in the invisible starts, the application phase, with the sun. The sun is the first individualization. We have this 3 months before the conception already comes into being. This soul starts to assemble itself, to start to descend from whatever level it comes into realizing, manifesting itself to a human being. As a second stage, we see the Venus. The Venus is the form-giving principle. And the Venus is also the magnetic between two sexes. So in this phase, these chosen parents somehow come together, and with the Mercury phase in the next month. All this is 3 months before, that is 3 months before conception. The Mercury phase comes, there is a mental pattern, the idea of having a baby, the idea of creating a family comes into the mind of the chosen parents. In the 4th month, we have the conception states. This is ruled by the moon. The moon is the forming principle, is the magnetic principle. So we have here the electric of individualization going through the phases of this, bringing a couple together, creating a mindset, and finally creating a physical manifestation. This continues with each month of pregnancy now. So the 1st month is the Saturn, the 2nd Jupiter, then comes Mars, and the 4th month with the beginning of the fertile phases. Again, here the real individualization takes place. So with the fertile phase, we come to a being on its own, which is living and is nurtured by the mother and brought up by the mother, but it starts now becoming its own individual. So this is following up each month under the patronage of such a planet. What is our benefit from this following row of planets to look at it? The benefit is that when each month of pregnancy is patronaged from such archetype, we can learn many, many things about that. So for example, we have a relation to the physical development in each month according to each planet's energy. And also we have an opportunity to understand how harmonious or how problematic such a month can be. For example, when we have here in the 7th month, the rule of the Saturn, how much exhausted is the system of the mother now, how much it went on its limits by literally creating out of her own body, a new life. So where is this Saturn standing at this moment of the 8 months? What is the constellation? What is the aspects to the Saturn of the mother? From this information, we can really gain a huge deal of information how we can face, how we can deal with the present situation. We can delve into the rhythm of life instead of creating additional obstacles. We can learn to accept the state which we are in, so we can really follow up and optimize what is given instead of building up a resistance and having a loss of energy through that in the end, which is serving nobody. The best thing which we can do for this is when we understand what in the end is spinning a chakra. So where is the connection between the life forces, the planetary life forces, and an individual? Where is this connection? Because this is the link how we can later practically doing some techniques, doing some especially meditation techniques, which help us to balance these planetary influences during each phase of pregnancy. I will come to this later. Now let's see it to the connection between each of these chakras and the planets. Let's explain this, how this works on the example of the 2nd chakra. The 2nd chakra is known as the source of emotional body, of our emotional life. Everything emotional is connected to this 2nd chakra. So when I tell you now that the Mercury rules the 2nd chakra, everybody will say, how is this possible? How can the Mercury rule the 2nd chakra? What does the Mercury have to do with emotions? We have a problem in the Western culture that we mostly think linear. If we start thinking polar, we suddenly have the opportunity to not only see from one point to the next, but maybe seeing a whole sphere of opportunities which are interconnected and happening at the same time. So what does this mean in this case? The second chakra ruled by the Mercury means that our thoughts creating our emotions. Our thoughts creating our emotions. So therefore, the Mercury is responsible for the connection between the planetary force, the planetary vital force, and our personal sphere of energy. We can go also through all these 7 chakras, which is a very, very interesting process, which has a lot to do with building up a successful, and successful is the wrong word, and I'm searching for a proper word now. It's not successful, what I mean to say, but I want to say how we can bring this deep experience of pregnancy to a spiritual level, as before was very well explained. One way to do this is to follow up these 7 steps from the first chakra with the moon, devotion, from devotion to the second, self-awareness, to the third, to love, fourth, the sun, to being, fifth chakra, the Mars, the will, sixth, the insight, and seventh, finally, the manifestation. We can apply this to all the period of pregnancy, following up one by one these 7 steps. To give you an example how this works. In the 4th month, we have the sun as the ruling planet of the pregnancy development, of the fetus development. This is the first month where the fetus becomes an individual, so to say, where it is ego consciousness manifesting, a separated, unique being takes form. How can we support this process? We can support this process in 2 ways. It's about the connection of the mother to this vital force of the sun, which directly supports the growing fetus. And how is this done? As this force is anyway living in us, it's a living reality within us, we can connect to the planetary force in a very simple way. It is a technique which is very old, comes out of the Western tradition of meditation, where you create yourself visual image of an entity such as the sun, and connect your mind with this visual image to the sun, and bring the energy back into your 4th chakra. A very similar type of meditation technique you find interestingly in Qigong, where we do similar things to achieve similar results. So what does this help now? When I connect myself to the sun and bring this sun energy back into my 4th chakra, into my chest. This means, first of all, I'm charging myself with vital energy. It is an act which everybody can try to do. Even if you're not pregnant, you will benefit a lot from this. Just you need to know the time when your sun ascends. This means, this is very easy to find out. You download an app, it's called Astro. On this app, you can put in the degrees of your sun when you were born from your birth chart. And then you put the digit of the ascendant on these degrees for the day where you want to perform this exercise. Then you find the period of the day, let's say between 2 and 15 past 2, just as an example. And in this time is the best time to connect with this cosmic force in the way that you create a visual image which you connect with the sun and bring back into your own body. Now we have three effects. We have the effect of general visualization. I really invite you to try this because it's really uplifting and makes you stronger and feel better. Even if you suffer from emotional exhaustion, a disease, if you want to strengthen yourself for an upcoming event, this is really a very nice thing to do. Therefore, I have chosen this example because the other ones would be more related to the specific ruler of the month and its relation to the stage of pregnancy and development of the embryo respective fetus. So the next thing what we do here is that we also create a ritual acceptance of this newly incarnated soul, which has chosen us as its mother. Yeah? Rituals are an extremely important part of our lives. Unfortunately, not anymore performed as we should do it. This ritual of bondage, of binding, of unification between the expected newborn, which is already a full incarnated soul at that point, and the mother can have very, very positive effects on the later relation. We have for each of these planets, which is seen in this graphics, one such exercise. And I developed here a system which helps you to follow up every single month to the especially requirements of the stage of development. And you just invest in this 10-15 minutes of your day. And the results are hard to describe. They are better to experience. Yeah. This is the system. And I thank you so far for listening. And if you want to ask me something about it, I'm open to answering now.
Stefan, thank you for your eloquent speak. You start with a very beautiful sentence that I took notice, the dance of life in the universe. And I really like this beginning, because when you dance, you like to have perception of it, intuition, presence, connection, and it's all about your talk. And I love that you invited us to also get connected to that. Like you invited us the relevance of visualization, of doing so. And that's how we get together with ourselves and we can change everything. So I really enjoyed that invitation of, hey, take care of yourself. And after that, you can connect to all those planets and get embodied to that. And especially during pregnancy, that was beautiful. Thank you. We have actually a question here. So Karen is asking, did you write a book about ASTROBIRTH?
Yes, it's a short book, which is, how to say, explaining the archetypical characteristic of each planet, the interaction between the period of pregnancy and the specific planetary archetype, plus gives to every month for the pregnancy a specific exercise, short exercise, which is to perform in order to have a more happy, more balanced, more harmonious development during your pregnancy.
Oh, great, great. I have another question of Guillaume. Let me find it here. Oh no, Guillaume just removed the question. Oh, here. Could you please tell us again the name of the website? What's this AstroBlock?
Sorry?
And Well, he has two questions. Now he put it again. Could you please tell us the name of the website? Was it AstroBlock? And he also asks, do you connect Saturn with the implantation period?
I do. First of all, there is nothing like AstroBlock. There is no website called AstroBlock. The name of the book is ASTROBIRTH. It has nothing to do. There is no website and no AstroBlock, which I'm connected with. What was the second question?
The second question is, do you connect Saturn with the implantation period?
No, Saturn is not connected with the implantation period. Saturn is... Yes, sorry. I'm a little bit confused now. Yes, of course, the implantation period is Saturn. Absolutely right. It's the second planet after the moon. This is the moment after conception when the embryo starts to become a shape and starts the beginning of its growing. Yes, I'm sorry for my confusion. It's absolutely true. Saturn is connected to the implantation period.
All right, and the last question is from Francois Amic. Do you have videos and documents on the web to share with pregnant women and pregnant parents?
At the moment, there are no videos ready because this is quite a new development. But I'm working on some videos explaining some meditation techniques step by step, and I will present them on YouTube according to each month, starting with the Venus technique. I hope I can get the video ready for beginning of next month.
We would love to see that.
Thank you very much.
Stefan, thank you very much for your time.